Hi, happy Friday, everyone. I hope everybody has had a really good day so far. It's kind of later in the afternoon for me. I'm not sure what time it is for everybody else, but I did want to go ahead and try and pull myself out of being down in the dumps lately. And I figured a good way to do that was just to come and chat with you guys. And a video that I've actually never done, never filmed, never even really thought about that a lot of people do are like unpopular opinion videos. And I figured that'd be a good way for me to just get back in the groove of sitting in front of the camera and talking with you guys and maybe having some unpopular opinion conversations. So that's what we're going to do today. I doubt I'm going to be here super long, maybe an hour. We'll see how it goes. But I appreciate you guys for being here and joining me today. Hey, Christophan, always. Hey, Dina. Hey, Mingo. Hey, the Dark Magician. I always want to say musician for some reason. Hey, Peyton. Hey, Jean. Hey, Barry, True Crime. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody has had a pretty decent Friday. I did some housework and stuff like that and cut the grass today, so I was pretty productive. Hey, Star Lily. Hey, Dottie. I hope everybody's been having a good wrap up to your work week, hopefully, if you work a normal, I guess, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Captain T. So I know I hold a lot of unpopular opinions, and a lot of times I don't think to talk about them really. So I suck at tagging too, Dina. It's okay. So what I did was I just pulled up a BuzzFeed quiz questionnaire thing. I figured we could start off by that. If there's any unpopular opinions that you guys want to talk about or ask me my opinion about, I'm open to that as well. So I figured we could just do that as a good little icebreaker back into everything. You know, life goes on, even when there's bumps and rough patches. It's up to us, especially as adults, to pull ourselves out of it. And I've kind of wallered around and thought up of different plans and things like that to work through everything. And it's to a point where it's kind of just going to have to work itself out. And I'm okay with that. I've come to terms with that. So I'm going to stop letting it defeat me, so to speak, and letting me be upset about it or worried about it, and just kind of let life go on and get back to filming videos and doing content for you guys and coming on and chatting with you guys. So I appreciate all of the kind words that everybody sent to me. I am in a much better, just coming to terms. I just needed a couple of days, and during that time I was not up to filming. And you guys know, I've talked about it quite a bit. I don't film unless I really want to film, and I don't film content that I don't see a reason behind. So I haven't filmed for the last couple of days. I'm hoping this weekend I will get to do some filming, so you guys will have some videos coming this week. So I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Jean. I hope you get to feeling better. So I guess I'm just going to start off with reading some of these. They're pretty basic, general ones. I don't know if there's any that are going to be crazy controversial and about topics that I don't talk about on the channel, like politics or religion. I'm going to go over those and not even read them. So the first one, and I'll be looking at my phone. The first one that I see is tomatoes have zero taste and ruin sandwiches. So I agree with it being on sandwiches. I actually do not like tomatoes on sandwiches, but I do like to eat tomatoes with salt, slice a slice of tomato and sprinkle salt on it, and I'll eat it that way. And I do think that they have a taste. The reason I don't like them on sandwiches is primarily because it makes my bread soggy, and I don't like soggy bread, and I don't typically have pickles on my burgers or sandwiches either. Again, because I feel like the liquids on there make it too mushy. I don't like my bread to be mushy. And I actually don't even eat it on BLTs. I just have bacon and lettuce, and I will put mayonnaise on my BLTs. See, I don't know how to work the Reddit, Christophan, so I'm glad you said that. That's cool if we got shout outs, I guess. I know there's a lot of people in the Reddit. I've gone to the Reddit before. I just cannot figure Reddit out, whether it's on my phone or on the web browser. I get lost when I'm trying to look for certain things on Reddit and I'm like putting it in there. I just can never find what I'm looking for. I end up in weird places. So I have kind of just come to the conclusion, which this is probably an unpopular opinion, that I just don't know how to work the Reddit. Hey, Tensa, how are you? I don't know if I do not believe I have ever had fried green tomatoes, actually. And I do not have a green thumb. My dad and my brother do, but I do not. I'm signed up for it. I just don't know how to work it. So, there's that. Hey, Sunny D. One is putting a period at the end of a text message adds aggression. I disagree with that. I'm somebody that when I text, it doesn't have to be perfect grammar or perfect sentence structure, but I do like to have like periods at the ends of my sentences, because at times it can make the difference in how a text may be perceived by the person receiving it. So I don't think it adds aggression. I think it provides context to the conversation. So I don't agree with that one. Hey, April, good to see you. The next one is America should forget their tipping culture and set a minimum wage for servers. I don't really have a swaying opinion because I can argue either side, and I've never waitressed before. My sister has before, but I never have. Waitresses and waiters can make quite a bit off of tips if people are tipping them. But if they're not tipping them and they're just getting their hourly rate, which is terrible, then I could see that having a higher minimum wage rate for the service industry would benefit. I don't really know if I'm qualified to really provide a full versed opinion on that. I could argue either way. The show Friends is painfully unfunny and is the most overrated thing ever. Unpopular opinion, I never really got into Friends. I've seen episodes of Friends. I think parts of it are funny. I think it's one of those shows that you really have to get fully into to really understand all of the underlying jokes and behaviors of the characters. And for me, I just can't hold out like that for any show ever. I have tried. There has been shows that I have been all for and I've watched, and then the second season comes out and I may stick out for a couple of seasons, but after a while I don't. The Walking Dead was one. I was really into it. My whole family was. And about the third or fourth season, I just couldn't be bothered with it. A lot of it was because I was more busy doing other things. But I guess that's kind of how I am with TV shows in general. If there's one on Netflix, I can binge watch Netflix series and episodes when I have the time. But I'm not for or against Friends, but I personally never got into it. Hey, Jakes, good to see you. See, and I find The Office funny because you don't really have to know. I've never watched The Office like straight through or episode after episode or season after season, but you can just pick up a couple of episodes randomly and kind of understand each character and get the humor that's there. So I don't mind that show, but I've never really followed a show that closely, like ever. I'm trying to think, and I never have. I always end up bailing. Game of Thrones, I watched through the 3rd season, never went back to it, and I thought it was a good show while I was watching it. What's another one? Almost any show, really. The only ones that I can binge watch and like really get into are true crime TV shows because it's different every time. Hey, Britt, how are you? I hope you're having a good Friday. Hey, sweet tea and family. Yeah, Jean, if you don't feel good, it's okay. I understand if people don't have time or aren't feeling well. Hey, Beauty Demon, good to see you. The next one is kids who succeed academically deserve scholarships more than kids who are good at sports. I think everybody should be able to get scholarships, and I know where this is. I know, like, politically, kids are offered more scholarships through sports than they are through academia, and yeah, I think it should be more equaled out, in my opinion. I don't think it should be catering to one or the other. You like Seinfeld? See, Seinfeld's another one I never really got into. I know my mom and my sister really enjoy Seinfeld, though. Babies should be banned from movie theaters. I disagree with that. I understand it can be an annoyance and a hindrance to other people in the theater, but parents need a break too. And if they have an infant and their infant cries, I feel most often than not, a responsible parent is going to take the child out of the theater and soothe them before they re-enter. I know not always does that happen, but that's my opinion on that. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. I did see your email. I have not read it, though. I will get back to you. Orange juice with pulp is better than orange juice without pulp. I disagree. I absolutely hate pulp. It's weird. I don't like chunks of pulp or fruit or anything in my drinks. I find it weird that you may have to chew your drink. I don't like that. That's just my personal preference. Cold weather is better than warm weather. I'm a spring and a fall person. I like it when it's just chilly enough to maybe need a light jacket, but I don't like having to bundle up, and I don't like being overly hot. But my house is always Arctic cold. That's more of my husband. He likes to have it freezing. He gets mad because whenever I film or I go live, I turn the air off because I've said it before, when I haven't, I will freeze. There's a vent right above me. And so whenever he comes home, he'll know if I've been filming or if I've done a live stream because he can tell immediately that I turn the air off. I have never tried aloe juice. I really dislike coconut juice, like coconut water. I like coconut, like shaved coconut, but I don't like coconut water. Hey, Leanne, good to see you. Playing video games with friends should be considered plans. I don't know how I feel about that one. I know playing video games for my husband has been a way for him to keep in contact with some of his buddies when he's been stationed otherwhere or where he's met on TDYs. I think it's kind of common that, and maybe this is a reach just because it's the military people I know, they're typically into gaming. I think it just has more to do with like our age than anything else. So it's kind of how he keeps in touch with some of his friends. So it's never really a planned thing for him. It's whenever he wants to game, he will. And if his friends are on, they play together, and he puts his headset on and I go off and I do my own thing. Colleges shouldn't force you to take classes irrelevant to your career path. I mean, it depends on how irrelevant they are. I feel like I didn't have that experience when I went through college because I got my general education, like my general arts associates first. So I just did core classes, and I waited several years until I knew what I wanted to do for a career before I went back and got my bachelor's. And then when I got my bachelor's, all of my classes were career focused. So I didn't have that experience. Is that all of them? There's not very many. That's all of them on this one. I may have to go find a different one. Who made the list? What list, Sweet Tea and Family? I'm not sure which list. These were just unpopular questions through a BuzzFeed article. I figured just to break the ice in the conversation, I could do a generic one. If there's any unpopular opinions that you guys have, feel free to share them. I'm open to talk about any kind of unpopular opinion. Your issue with tipping is that people of color are typically tipped less, and it leads to women being forced to put up with harassment behavior to keep their tip. And that's an area of the service industry I don't know about. So I could see it there being reasons to have a higher minimum wage when things like that are occurring. You might have, and maybe not unpopular opinion, but maybe a new one. Has anyone else see the latest video on YouTube? I have not seen your latest video, Brandon. What is it on? Chocolate is overrated. I would have to disagree. I have a major sweet tooth. There's certain candy I really don't like, but chocolate is one of those things. And chocolate plain, not so much. I don't think plain chocolate is good. It at least has to have like some kind of nut or caramel in it for me to like it. But I will eat almost any chocolate unless it's dark chocolate. I really, really do not like dark chocolate, which is unfortunate because it's better for you. You hate coffee and avocados. I like avocado. I actually like both of those. My husband hates avocados. His mom used to make him eat avocados when he was younger, so he has a very strong disdain for avocados, so we don't typically have them in the house. When we're doing well on our diet, we will have avocados because I will eat that as a snack. Coffee, I don't like black coffee. My coffee has to have either creamer or sweetener. It has to have some kind of flavor to it. Unpopular opinion, dogs are better than cats. I think everybody would know that I would probably agree with that. Personally, I prefer dogs over cats. You drink pomegranate and pineapple juice, you've never had to chew it. I don't think I've tried either one of those, to be honest with you. Avocado tastes like wet grass. I guess another one, since we're talking about food, is I actually do eat pizza if pineapple is on it. I don't order that pizza specifically. I typically go for pepperoni and jalapenos and dip it in ranch. But I actually will eat pizza and enjoy pizza with pineapple on it, but it's not one that we will order per se. So it's not like my favorite. Kombucha should leave the shelves forever. I've tried a kombucha drink once because I heard it was good and it was terrible. It was one of those synergy drinks. I don't know if it was the flavor I got or if that's what kombucha tastes like, but it was very gross. Spring mix salads look like people, but yeah, I agree. It does kind of look like people. Hey, Totally Clueless. Good to see you. You like barbecue pizza with a light barbecue sauce instead of pizza sauce. I've had that. I knew that would get you, Britt. I've had barbecue pizza before. It's been a long time. We're pretty bland when it comes to our pizza. Hey, Alexandra. Alexandria. I think the second one is how you pronounce it. If not, let me know. Are you sitting in the dark? Did your light bulb go off? You became a kombucha lover. You like the watermelon and guava ones the best. I'm not going to try it again. Probably not going to try it again. And that's just me being honest with you guys. Hey, Tina, good to see you. Pineapple should only be eaten by itself. Yeah, I know the pineapple on pizza is a pretty strong one. Another one from Xylee is mint chocolate chip ice cream. It used to be my favorite ice cream. It's not anymore. I like praline ice cream, which I don't think is one that's talked about very often, but I actually like praline ice cream. I don't eat mint chocolate chip as much anymore, but I still enjoy it. The second one is right. Okay. You don't want to eat or drink fermented things. Trying to think. I don't think I have had anything fermented. My husband does, though. He likes pickled quail eggs. I won't try it. There's some things that if it looks too weird, sounds too weird, I'm probably not going to try it unless it's somebody like my husband's or somebody like that I will try. The pickled quailed eggs is just a little too much for me. I've never tried. I guess pickles are fermented, aren't they? Wouldn't they be considered being fermented because they sit in the vinegar? So Beauty Demon, I would assume it's from, he has some strange eating habits, and a lot of it is like from his mom, who is Filipino. So some of it's like cultural. You like regular pickled eggs? I've never had pickled eggs. I haven't. You dip Doritos in cottage cheese. I actually don't mind cottage cheese, but it's been a long time since I've had it, and I've never used it as a dip. Pickled nickels are delicious with campfire sauce. I don't know what pickled nickels are. Are you just talking about like pickles, like the individual? You like kimchi too. I've never had kimchi. Pickled asparagus. Again, I don't think, other than pickles, I don't think I've had anything pickled or fermented before. But I like asparagus. My husband has had balut before, not here. I've never had it. I don't know how to spell it, but I know what you're referring to. He's had it before. I can't remember if he said he liked it or not. He had it when he was younger and went to the Philippines. Oh, fried pickle chips. Well, I like those. I usually, if we go to like a restaurant and sit down and they have that as an appetizer, that's usually one that we will order. I'm not a Pepsi person. I'm definitely a Coke person. Pepsi's just too sweet to me. Pig feet or pig knuckles? Neither. I've never had either, so neither for me. Chocolate covered potato chips. I don't think I have ever had a chocolate covered potato chip. I would imagine they're probably not that bad. That kind of makes me think of like putting M&Ms in your popcorn, because you get the salty and the buttery, and then you get the hint of sweet with the M&Ms. Hot dogs are not edible without relish. Oh man. So I actually don't mind eating hot dogs raw. I typically don't anymore. I haven't in a long time, but when I was younger, this is really embarrassing. I don't care. I'll tell you guys anyways. When I was little, keep in mind the style of childhood I had. One of the things that I would do to make and don't feel bad about this story. This is more of like an embarrassing story than anything. one of the things I would do to make my hot dog last longer was I would eat the outside coating and then I would eat the rest of it. It's really gross if you don't like hot dogs, but that's how I used to eat it when I was younger. I don't think there's a Trader Joe's by me. I haven't seen one. You like both Coke and Pepsi, but Dr. Pepper is your number one. I interchange Dr. Pepper and Coke. It really depends. I have been bad this week and have been drinking some soda. I went a solid like 3 or 4 months without drinking any soda and just water. So starting Monday, I'm getting back on no more soda, no more junk food, because I've let this week be a pity me week. You totally eat the skin off of the chicken nugget before the nugget part. I've seen people do that. I don't do that though. That's one I don't do. I've never done that. Unless it's like Kentucky Fried Chicken or chicken like Kentucky Fried Chicken and it's on the bone and it has a really crispy breaded outside that's fried, then I will eat the fried skin first. I actually don't like chicken that has the bone in. Ketchup and eggs is fabulous. I mean, I've not ever intentionally eaten my eggs like that, but if I've had hash browns on my plate and then I'm eating my eggs after I have eaten the hash brown and there's still ketchup on the plate, I don't think it tastes bad, but I don't intentionally put ketchup on my eggs. You were addicted to Coca-Cola and Vietnamese coffee. I don't think I've ever had Vietnamese coffee. You like ketchup and hot dog bun with nothing else. There's nothing wrong with that. I will eat my hot dog in a number of ways. My husband typically, I mean, this has ended up being more of like a tell some of my husband's eating habits. He likes Chicago dogs, which have like peppers and coleslaw and mustard. They're not bad. I've had one, but I prefer normal, like the quote unquote normal, which is just like the ketchup, mustard, and relish is how I prefer mine. If there's onions on it, okay. I'm not a huge fan of onion at all. Try Jordan wings. I don't think I have one of those here. I know there's another pretty famous Raising Cane's. I've tried that chicken and it's pretty good. You love tomatoes, but you can't stand tomato soup. I mean, I'm pretty indifferent when it comes to tomatoes in general. I don't need tomatoes, but I don't mind them in certain ways. I just don't like them on my sandwiches or my burgers. You eat tomatoes like apples? You thought it was just you who ate like that? I mean, anybody who has like a weird, hey, without a freaking clue, how are you? If you ever have a weird eating habit or a weird habit in general, whether it's getting dressed or how you wear your clothes or anything like that, I can almost guarantee you guys that there's at least one other person who does that, and probably a lot more than you think. Five Guys fries, they're hot dogs. I've had Five Guys before. I don't like their burgers, so we don't eat there very often. How do you guys feel about whole milk? I haven't had whole milk in so long, I don't even know. I can say when I was growing up, I really did not like drinking milk. And when I was younger, it was like the dinner have to. My mom always provided us with a glass of milk, and we had to drink that glass of milk with our dinner. It was miserable. Now that I'm older, I don't mind milk as much, but I prefer to have flavored milk. Like I prefer strawberry milk or chocolate milk. My favorite kind of milk is strawberry milk. Yeah, I don't like Five Guys burgers. I really don't. I know. I actually I'm not a huge fan of In-N-Out either. That's probably a pretty big unpopular opinion. The first couple of times I had it, I really thoroughly enjoyed it, but I don't like it. Strawberry is your favorite too. You think milk is gross. I'm glad I'm not the only one who, as an adult, I've become better about it. Onions, raw, cooked. I'm really not a fan of onions. I will eat them, but I don't like them. I don't like the taste of them. I definitely don't like having to cut onions up. Luckily, my husband is not too picky about if he likes something and I don't, like having to purchase it. Like he goes without eating things like onions and stuff like that in recipes. And I go without eating things like avocado and stuff like that. Just so we can always eat the same thing and it not be too much of a pain. Your husband only drinks whole milk. It doesn't, his cereal doesn't float right in other milk. That's kind of funny. You only have milk with cereal. I mean, I have milk with cereal. We don't typically have cereal in our house unless we have guests. Neither one of us are huge breakfast eaters. You weren't super wowed by In-N-Out either. People typically love In-N-Out. You almost drank a gallon of milk when you were pregnant. I'm assuming it was a pregnancy craving then. That's a lot of milk. I mean, I guess it's probably good for you and, the baby, all that calcium. You drink milk so infrequently you don't know what it tastes like. I mean, there's that. In Oregon, you guys just got your first Shake Shack. I don't think I've had Shake Shack before. I know people are weird about cheese. I will eat almost any kind of cheese plain. I love cheese, which is really weird because my mom tells me when I was first adopted, it was a food I didn't really like. And I kind of wouldn't eat. But over the years, I pretty much became obsessed with cheese. It's one of my favorite snacks to have. Shake Shack's pretty good. They have good cheese dip. I've never had Shake Shack. I wonder if my husband has. He's not home or else I'd ask him. You drink it in instant breakfast because otherwise you're not a big breakfast eater either. Yeah, whenever I'm doing well and I'm on track with eating healthy and everything, I force myself to have either a yogurt, or I will make myself some eggs or a full breakfast if I'm able to, or oatmeal. Oatmeal is one of the ones that I can typically stomach after an hour and a half of being awake. But I'm really not a huge breakfast person. And growing up, I never ate breakfast. You love Munster cheese. Munster's a good one. I like Munster too. You eat cereal before bread. One of my sister-in-laws eats cereal all of the time. She lived with us for almost a year, and if she was eating it, she was eating cereal unless we went out somewhere or we were ordering food or I was making dinner, snack, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She was always eating cereal. I don't know how someone can have as much cereal as she did. And then we taught her how to make popcorn on the stove. And then it was cereal and homemade popcorn that she would make. It was hilarious. She had she was very fit and exercise and everything, but her diet, she would eat the strangest things. You can't go without breakfast or you get cranky. I feel like people are like one or the other. I feel like people either really like breakfast and like they have to have it, or you just don't even think about it. It's not a meal you think about. Hey, Amy. You still cut the crust off of PBJs. So this might be, I don't mind jelly, but I prefer to have just a peanut butter sandwich. I like to have just peanut butter. I prefer creamy, but I don't mind chunky. But I just like to have plain peanut butter and bread. What about Wendy's? Oh, you just ate a burger from Wendy's? You only eat breakfast on days you have to work, otherwise you can't function. If you eat breakfast, you eat the rest of the day. I have found when I do eat breakfast, because it is supposed to jumpstart your metabolism, I do find myself more hungry throughout the day. And I believe that's why it promotes, at least for me and my body type, it promotes some weight loss to happen, because I'm getting my metabolism started, and then I will portion what I eat the rest of the day and what I am eating. Both of your nephews hate jelly. I don't hate jelly. I don't like being sticky, so I try to not eat foods that are sticky. Honey, I hardly ever touch honey. I'm not even a fan of honey. I don't think honey has a taste to me. I have never done a peanut butter and banana sandwich. I know that sounds crazy. I never have. I like bananas. I like almost every kind of fruit. I'm really not a picky eater. I'm just about what I will eat. I guess I should say I'll eat and try just about anything once, but I don't think I'm really not a super creative person. So I really don't think like, oh, let's add this to this and see what it tastes like. Your son ate plain peanut butter sandwiches throughout school. See, I'm not alone in that. My husband thinks it's extremely weird that I do that. Yeah, I like breakfast foods. I just don't like breakfast time. I guess that makes sense. You love a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't think I have ever had it grilled. Honey mustard Pringles. I've never had those. I don't even think I've seen those before. We're not huge Pringle eaters in our house. We kind of stick to like a few. Frito-Lay is the style that we both typically go for. My husband will eat any kind of hot chip, hot Funyuns, hot Cheetos, hot fries. He likes the hot stuff, or chili lime. What are those things called? The Takis. He likes the Takis. I like spicy food. I don't like spicy snacks. So I don't like those kinds of chips. I prefer like either normal Cheetos, Doritos. I prefer Cool Ranch over nacho cheese Doritos, but I'll eat either. Salt and vinegar, jalapeno chips, like kettled jalapeno chips, I like a lot. Beef bacon is awesome. I'm sure I've had beef bacon before. You don't eat pork. I mean, I love bacon. You don't do spicy anything. We both like spicy foods. I don't know why. Salt and vinegar is your favorite. You love Cool Ranch. Bye, Jakes. Have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm trying to think, what's another? I mean, we've ended up talking a lot about food. What are some other unpopular opinions? See if I can find another. You have yet to find anything spicy for you to eat. Your stomach can't take spices. Yeah, it's not uncommon for people to not like spicy foods. I feel like that's one that usually you're one way or another. Hey, Yoo-hoo, good to see you. Your son was a picky eater, so he had liverwurst sandwiches. I don't know if I've ever even had liverwurst. Yeah, pork rinds, we both love pork rinds. It really depends on the brand, though, of pork rind. Saying that, I'm like, there's some brands that we've bought that we didn't like. Chocolate dipped bacon and chocolate dipped pickles. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. I would imagine they probably complement each other well. Thoughts on Spam? I don't really like Spam. I will eat it. My husband loves Spam. That's more of like a cultural thing for him. His mom cooked quite a bit with Spam. Spam and rice is something that is one of his comfort foods for him, which I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite thing to eat. Spam is gross. I don't mind it. Yeah, some are stale. I agree, Jane. Indian food helped you lose a lot of weight. I don't know if when it comes to like specific like ethnic foods, I've tried so many that I can't ever remember what goes with which style of food restaurant. So I don't know if I've had Indian food. I probably have and just can't remember it. Comfort food sounds good right now. You just don't know what. Spam and rice with pineapple. I don't know if he's had that before. McDonald's in Hawaii sells Spam and eggs for breakfast. I mean, that's not super surprising because I'm pretty sure Spam is like a cultural thing. I think it is for a lot of islanders. Spam's a big thing. That's why it was in my husband's household growing up. Hey, JJ, good to see you. Gross. Fried Spam and mustard sandwiches with Doritos. I don't know if I could have that. That sounds very bold. All of that sounds very bold tasting, and I don't know if I'd be okay with that. You miss living in Hawaii. I think anybody who's probably lived in Hawaii misses it. I've had friends who have been stationed in Hawaii before, and they always miss it. Thai food is really good, depending on the restaurant. I've had some pretty bad Thai before. Thai food's a food that my husband really likes. I think my dog jumped the fence and came in here. She did. Paisley, what are you doing? Speaking of pizza, I had pizza the other day, and Paisley actually ate a good half of a pizza because she reached it up off the counter when I wasn't paying attention. You missed Spam. You didn't think it would be possible, but it's been forever. Let's see. Oh no, I clicked a button. I found another one of random ones. Oh, that's one that is an unpopular opinion. That cake is not good. I actually don't like cake. There's only one kind of cake that I will eat, and it's a red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. any other cake, I really don't like it. I'm not a fan of cake. It doesn't matter about the texture or the frosting. It's just none of them taste good except for that one. That's the only one I can eat. If you have a Publix store, they typically have them in the bakery. My favorite one is, they call it a raspberry elegance. That's always been my birthday cake. Or I just get a giant cookie because I don't like cake. Hey, Pippi, good to see you. You're probably making pad thai tonight. Well, my husband would enjoy for you to come cook, because I know how to cook some Filipino dishes that his mom has taught me to cook. And I will, I'll cook them occasionally, but so much work goes into those. And if you just get the recipe slightly off, it doesn't taste right. And I prefer to cook things that aren't so meticulous. Publix is your jam. I love Publix Deli. I miss Publix Deli. There's not Publix in Utah that I've seen. Hey, Rarely Care. We're just talking about any kind of unpopular opinion. We've ended up on food quite a bit. It looks like this whole one, oh, that was a food section, that's why. It's making you hungry. It's been pretty lighthearted, so I don't want to get into like some of these that I'm seeing that are pretty polarizing. Keep it lighthearted. Hey, Sierra. What are some of your unpopular opinions? Rarely Care. We've ended up on food quite a bit, and there's some other ones that I'm seeing in here that we could talk about. I just don't want it to get too heavy. I'm probably gonna hop off of here in like 18 minutes or so. How about jeans or yoga pants, leggings? Oh my gosh, I'm a jeans person. I say that and I'm wearing leggings currently, but as far as comfort around the house, I will typically wear sweatpants or shorts or like sweat shorts, loose, comfortable material. When I am leaving the house, I almost always have jeans on. I've never worn leggings outside of the house. A lot of that is just, I'm not comfortable wearing leggings outside of the house. The way waxy paper cups feel when they get wet actually makes you want to throw up. I could agree with that one. They'll get you in trouble. Love, hey Carrie, love the shimmer eyeshadow. Thank you. It is, I actually pulled it out in case it was mentioned, and it is the Stila Glitter and Glow in Perlina. Just did a one and done for you guys today. Bologna sandwiches. I'm not a fan of bologna. You love keto. That one won't get you in trouble. We have been eating pretty close to keto-like. Not 100% keto, but very close to it. How about all the tunics, too long shirts? I'm over. I've never gotten into that phase. Yes, with the jeggings, I need a new pair. Touche. Hey, Sheila. You haven't worn jeans in 2 years. I'm just comfortable in blue jeans. I understand blue jeans isn't for everybody. I don't buy like actual blue jeans, that the jean material that doesn't stretch. I always buy stretchy jean material, so they're pretty comfortable. You're on week 3 of keto and doing well. Only lost a few pounds, but feeling better and not hungry all the time. Yeah, keto is one that it really is a lifestyle change. It does not do well to get on keto or a diet like keto and not stick to it. I haven't been on my diet for about a week now, and I have already gained. The good thing is, as long as you're not doing that for any long period of time, I did this about a month ago, not proud of it, but I have had a few rough patches here and there with my weight loss, and I've gained it. And then within going a few days, going back into the correct eating style, close to that, it kind of just fluffed off pretty quickly. A lot of it is the soda. That's a lot of the problem for me. But once I stop, the winners of the giveaway were Christine Davis, Aline D, and Shasha Okimam. 2 people have emailed me, and I have reached back out to them. 1 person has not reached out to me yet, and that's why they have until Monday evening. If I don't hear from them, I will redraw for that winner. Yeah. When you cut out, for us, the harder part for us is carbs. I'm a huge bread eater. I love bread, so going fully keto is hard for me because I cannot not allow myself to have some bread if I want it. So I won't go 100%. I know there's different styles to make keto friendly bread, and I've tried them and they're fine. But I've always had the mentality for my weight loss is if I want something, I know if I deprive myself of it, it's going to make when I do have a bad week really, really bad. So that's why I say I'm doing a keto-like, because we do eat fairly low carbs. And we hardly eat any sugars when we're eating well. A big change for you was stop double time Tim Hortons and boba tea. Yeah, I mean, any kind of lifestyle change can be difficult, whether it's a dietary one or different, like an exercising lifestyle, or cutting toxicity out of your life to have a healthier lifestyle that way. I mean, it's always change, and it's holding yourself accountable to your goal. Hey, 50 Shades of Fish, how are you? Hey, Carolyn Pierce, how are you? You have to have everything soft. You can't do rough or rigid textures. Yes, Aline D is one of the winners, and I've already emailed that individual back. I'm used to coffee with just cream, and you do okay without the breads, which you're surprised. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't think until you try some kind of healthier lifestyle, you kind of don't realize some of the things that your body's taking in. Teeth scraping utensils. Your teeth feel weird thinking about it. Yeah. I mean, that's not one thing. That's not something that I typically think of, but yeah, that is a weird sensation. I don't know of anybody. I'm not going to say that. I might offend somebody on accident. All right. Well, we're getting close to the hour mark. Is there any other unpopular opinions that you guys have, or any opinions that you guys have that you want to ask my opinion on, if it's something I haven't talked about before? You haven't had bread in so long, you don't miss it. Yeah, when we're doing well, we do use like the lettuce wraps for buns. And it's fine. It suffices fine. It gets the job done. I prefer bread. I mean, I'm just being honest. I prefer bread. Not so popular opinion. Cilantro equals soap. What? I've not heard of that one. I'm not a huge fan of cilantro. Hey, feisty lady. Hobbies can be unpopular. A good bread is so delicious. I don't know where I think it actually was from the Publix deli now that I'm thinking about it, but my mom would get this sourdough loaf, and I could sit there and eat the whole loaf of bread. It has like that perfect sweet but like touch of tang to it. It was so good. It tastes like soap to many people. I don't think cilantro tastes like soap, but it does have a very powerful taste. You hate sriracha? I actually don't mind sriracha. We've already talked about pineapple on pizza, Sue, and Britt was here. I actually don't mind pineapple on my pizza. I do not order my pizza with pineapples on them, but if somebody orders it, I am likely to eat it. I prefer to have pepperoni and jalapeno on my pizza, but I actually don't mind pineapple on pizza. Makes fresh breads every day. I could not work somewhere where fresh bread is made. I would eat bread all the time. We hardly actually buy bread because I have the habit of just eating bread. I don't mean like sliced bread for like sandwiches. We can have a loaf of that kind of bread, and I'm not going to sit there and just eat the bread. But if we get any nicer breads, like if we get a loaf of French bread, I will try to make sure I find a way to eat it, or any kind of nicer bread. I will sit there and find a way to eat it within a few days if I can. And that's terrible, but it's true. I know that about myself. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something because bread is easily affordable and it's always been a food in my life. If that's why, I'm not sure. I mean, that's just me reaching there. I don't know if that's why, but I just have an obsession with bread. A speck of cilantro ruins a dish for you. I mean, I can respect that. It's not that bad to me. There's this kind of salsa that my mother-in-law makes that my husband loves, and I've gotten the recipe from her a few times because I tend to lose it. Part of that is on purpose. Luckily, my husband doesn't watch my channel because he would not like to hear that. Because I would be making it all the time, and it is a ton of cilantro. Asiago cheese bread, that sounds amazing. That sounds so good. I'm pretty sure there is like a bread bakery near us, and I have intentionally not gone to it and not looked at its menu because I don't need that. I don't wipe your nose on blankets. I don't do that. I think you're trying to get a dig at someone. You used to buy the fresh at 5 bread at Safeway. It was so warm you would eat it in the car on the way home. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like super obsessed with bread. I figured I wasn't, but I don't know what it is either. You love olives. I also love olives. What's weird is I love any kind of olive. My husband only likes the green olives. He does not like black olives. He doesn't like any other olives but that. Zucchini or pumpkin bread. I'm not a huge fan of zucchini or squash. Squash is like the one thing I will not eat. I absolutely hate it. It tastes like vomit to me. I'm sorry. That is like the only food that I disdain and will not eat at all. Zucchini is okay. We have had like zucchini spaghetti and stuff like that, and I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite. I don't know if I've had pumpkin bread before. I like pumpkin pie, but almost anything else pumpkin is overrated in my opinion. Like pumpkin lattes, frappes, pumpkin pies are okay, but any other kind of like item coming from pumpkin and like pumpkin spice, I don't like. It tastes weird. It tastes plasticky. You're gonna have to disown me now? Oh no. Sardines. I'm not a huge, this is probably gonna shock a lot of people because I'm from Florida. I actually do not like a lot of seafood. Fish in general, I don't like. It has to be extremely fresh, and this is gonna make me sound extremely bougie, but it has to be like higher end quality. Otherwise, I can't eat it. If it tastes fishy or tastes oceany, I can't have it. I don't mind shellfish. Shrimp, I only like fried. I don't like cocktail shrimp. Crab legs, I'm good with crab legs. Again, typically not if they are fishy. I won't eat them if they're fishy. Lobster, same way. Pretty much with all my, when it comes to like me eating sushi, I typically won't eat fish sushi because if I can't tell, unless my husband has tried it and said it's like pretty good quality, I won't eat any kind of fish sushi. I've tried sardines before when I was little. I know I did. I just can't remember what it is, what it tastes like. I know they're fish, but I don't know. You love potatoes? Yeah, I love potatoes too. Starch is like, starch and carbs are up my alley. You love squash. You love olives until unknowingly bit into one with a pit in it and it cracked your molar. Oh no. Sardines make you think of Futurama? I thought of Futurama too. I just didn't say anything. You drink buttermilk and love cottage cheese. I've never drank buttermilk before. I like cottage cheese. Yeah. My good thing my husband isn't home right now because he has been craving some seafood, and crab legs specifically is one of his favorite things to eat. It's like what he likes to go and get whenever he has an accomplishment or anything. We would typically, when we lived in Florida, we had a specific restaurant we would go to because they had really nice crab legs. So he's been craving that because it's been a while, and he punishes himself by watching YouTube videos of, I don't know, like travel foodies who travel like to other countries and eat, and he particularly enjoys watching the street foods of like Japan and Korea and more of the that side of the world. He likes that kind of food. It's up his alley, and they have a lot of seafood. Yeah, crab legs are a better beauty demon. That's why we haven't tried to eat crab here, because we're used to living right off of the Gulf. So we're kind of afraid to try it here. We feel like if we don't know. We probably won't do it anytime soon. But in the event that something needs to be celebrated, we will probably try and find a higher ranked restaurant close to us or within a good, we'll drive for it if need be, that we know it would be good quality. Oh no, you can't eat shellfish. Hey Kimberly, mother of rats, how are you doing? Almond milk isn't bad to drink by itself. I actually don't mind almond milk. My husband does not like almond milk. He likes coconut milk. I found, what is that brand called? I don't know what it's called, but there's a brand that makes a mixture of coconut milk and almond milk, and he will drink that and I will drink that. So whenever we're doing well and like really on track, that's typically the kind of milk that we get. What are you doing? You should not be in here. Paisley. Come here. Come here. The beach is in your backyard. You gonna come up and say hi? Huh? Clearly you guys can see the back of the thing. I just don't know. She's finicky about saying hi. What? She's needy. I have a feeling she probably needs to go outside, and that's why she's in here. Oat milk. I haven't tried oat milk yet. Do you need to go out? I'm going to have to get off here in just a second. They typically come in here and bother me if they need to go outside. Yeah, puppy kisses. I don't know why. She's like the only dog that is a compulsive licker. Compulsively licks. If you have your hand near her or your face or your arm, she is going to just continue to lick you. And I am not a fan of dog kisses. I don't mind a few. That's probably why she only gave me a couple, because she knows I don't like it. Whiskey, he never licks at all. He'll lick himself and he'll lick Paisley, but he won't lick us. He whines, but not to go outside to annoy you. I mean, she'll talk a little bit, but you have to get her riled up. Unless one of us is just coming home, then she gets excited and she yells at us for being gone. One of your dogs like to lick the arm of the couch. That's strange. I wonder if there's a reason for that. You know, like your dogs will like carry your clothing and stuff like that around if your dogs are out when you're gone to still have your scent. I wonder if it's something like that. Bye, Rarely Care. Have a good time. I'm assuming, yeah. I think you're going to another chat. Have a good time there. And now Whiskey's in here. Yeah. So I'm going to start wrapping it up so I can let them out. They clearly need to go outside. But it has been fun. I appreciate you guys all for being here and like participating and having just a pretty chilled, there he is. You guys can see his little head peeking. I lost my train of thought. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I may think about like doing stuff like this once a week or once every other week. That way we can all just decompress from whether it's life or, you know, the internet stuff gets to be too much. We can all just kind of reset and recharge and talk about whatever whatever we want to. But it has been lovely talking to you guys. I do feel a lot better, and I am going to put up the poll for next week's discussion here in just a little bit, so keep your eye out for that. And I will see you guys on Monday evening for the open discussion. Bye, guys.